Welcome everybody to the South Hockey Network, live on YouTube, live from Rosemont Ice Arena. We'll get this out of the way. This is the Wintrust South Hockey Network. We thank Glenview Bank and Trust for being our presenting sponsor as always. In the pregame, so we weren't in the warm-up period. We're about to drop the puck, but Gerard, the maestro, hard at work, able to figure it out, and we are on YouTube. Dylan Ward alongside John Ward as the Titans and Ramblers meet for Game 2 of this best 2 out of 3 series. The Titans with a 2-0 victory. Teddy McCrulis, the game winner, with 6 minutes to go, and an empty netter as well. 36 saves, shutout for Thomas. All that up and win this series tonight.
Yeah, Dylan, GBS has a chance this thing away. And of course, that's, you're on both of these teams. And we'll just see really how the goalies stack up. They did a great job yesterday. It was a low scoring affair, 1 goal with 1 empty net. So
we saw last night. One difference here is GBS is the home team, even though we're at Rosemont Ice Arena yet again. SHL quarterfinals, Titans looking to sweep Ramblers.
One thing I noticed, Dylan, Blake Hoffer is back on board. So he's here tonight, their top goal scorer throughout the entire season. And we'll see how he can contribute to the GBS game.
Yeah, Blake Hoffer out with illness yesterday. He was questionable coming into today, but suit up. We'll see if he typically does. I know when you're too sick to play one night, you're not going to necessarily be 100% the next night. So I hope Blake Hoffer has an impact. The Titans were able to win it without him, but now with him, 5-6 shifts, if that's all he gets tonight, it's a lot better than 0. Ryan Mulvey, near side, looking to clear it out. Donato keeps it in, fires that to the near side corner, and it goes up and into the netting out of play. 16-18 to go in the first.
Yeah, I thought the GBS did such a fantastic job last night. You like, what a effort, not just from Preston, but from their whole team, keeping Loyola at bay the whole night. They had a goose egg, so.
Just in case. You can't? Okay. Well, there's that. This one's given up to Joe Bear. Pinto. If we're coming in a little choppy on your end, we are doing everything we possibly can to fix that, but the game is underway, so we're going to call it 9 below the goal line. Now Luke Fagan. Thomas. Hit that one up. McCauley keeps it in. And Thomas hits Fagan down below the goal line. Joe Bear up to the point. Gordon with a one-timer, but that missed the cage. Near side, Dine fires a shot, and Tom gets in the way of that. Nicholas Tom. Loyola with some relentless pressure here early in the first period, looking to respond as they did not score a single goal last night. Radel, line Dwyer. Boris making things difficult. Emblem on the puck. I guess they had to supply the pucks for the game.
Net in front of us, but that puck came really close to the fans.
Well, John, you took off after the GBS game, but I stayed for the York Lake Forest game, and a puck taking the draw. It's won by Loyola. Backhanded off the near glass and down. Ryan Mulvey plays it out to the neutral zone. Tingle, now Berghoff. That looked offside. No call. Down to the far side corner to hit from Will Fitt. Factor in any of the scoring, but great defensive work from the junior Will Fagan. Now he gets it out to Blake Hoffer. Good to say that name again here in this series. Hoffer comes across, stays on side, lost the puck, and it's brought back the other way by Loyola. Julian Gabal down the right wing side, tried a shot. That's blocked by Luke Fagan. Gabal, near side, plays it to Nick Pereno, who takes a shot. That's blocked by Fagan. He will lead it out. Backhands one to the far side, and out comes Teddy McCrulis. Hold on a second. Hey, Gerard, what did we do last night when we were cutting in and out? And then, oh, test. Looks like back Donato tried to get that one to his backhand. He could not. Now a shot on goal. Tom Preston makes the save. Back live. I think we are a bit choppy again. Maybe we'll work on it. Under our control are keeping us from having a smooth broadcast. Do sincerely apologize. We know this is a big game. I'm really not sure if you're even hearing me right now, but we've got a game here. 0-0 early on. This one's brought into the zone by Loyola. Here's a shot blocked by Pinto and sent up and out of play.
Dylan, so far the action has really all been down in GBS's zone. If they came out in Zamboni, they'd only have to Zamboni that half of the ice, but they're going to have to look out. GBS is just kind of breaking out, getting it out of their zone. Can't wait to see some of that offensive thrust they can put on this ice.
50-50 puck taken by Loyola. They hack it to the slot. Will Fagan lifts it up. 3-0 the shots on goal in favor of the Ramblers. As you mentioned, they've been dominating this game in the early going. Zach Boris, far side corner, look to go down to Ventura. Connect with him. Now Charlie Preston. Backhands this one in. Goes down below the line. Dine. Knocked off the puck by Will Fagan. Nice hit. Now over to the far side. Ventura gets a body. And here's a shot. That was Luke Radel on the hit. Peter Lochnicki now. The circle takes a near side. Charlie Preston gets it out to the neutral zone. Blake Hoffer. Now back to Will Fagan. Left point, slides it over. Here's a shot. Radel, first one hit the post, and on the second follow-up, it's in. Loyola takes the lead, and their first goal of this series.
Trapp is so happy he's all the way at the bench ready to cheer with his players. So this, I think, an ill-advised wraparound by that person takes the shot, hits the post, but it was actually almost like a
back up high here, and that is pushed wide. Patrick Dine making things difficult for him. Now Blaze Jowski near side. Down to Pinto below the goal line. Knocked away by Max Kading. And played out by the Titans. Tingle gonna send that one right back in. Fagan gets in the way of that. And Owen Kosmeter back across. Pinto intercepted by Blaze Jowski near side. John, it is my understanding that it looks like we are back on air and coming to you in good quality without, oh, well, now it just dropped again. Gerard, what's the... As Loyola right in, here's a backhand shot by Thomas, and he scores. And it's 0-0 Loyola.
Dylan, if we take a look at that goal, it's all Jobert's work that he did. I mean, he comes in on his off wing, and he's got a GBS player on his back, and he still holds that pass over with his left hand. Right to his man that makes a fantastic chip shot up in the net.
Nothing Ram in certain scenarios. You're trying to tie it up in the waning moments, but more of just a settle your team down type of timeout. Below the goal line, being battled for to Buchanan. And Plu gets it out to the neutral zone. Won't have enough juice for icing. Berghoff takes it back for Loyola. Glove down by Luke Fagan. Back out. Mendoza now giving up. Kading keeps it in. Looked like he was going to. Instead, Luke Fagan swoops in there. Fagan backhands this one to Kosmeter side. Owen Ramblers send it out. And that'll be an icing. Offensive zone faceoff coming for GBS. We got a lot of game left here in Rosemont. Don't go anywhere.
That definitely looks like Loyola just has a big step on GBS right now. When GBS is putting their stick on the puck, they're getting to their intended targets with full power. Loyola is kind of smelling that out. They're getting their sticks in the way, and so far they've got a lot of possession in this game.
Loyola below the goal line. Christopher Gall plays it out to the neutral zone. Ryan Mulvey's there to take it back. Over to Teddy McCruley. He'll send it in. Loyola gets it right back. Over to Jack Blazejowski. He's across the line, centered at Ryan Mulvey, intercepts, and here comes Asher Vanderploeg. Vanderploeg over the blue line, couldn't get around the defender. And Jack Blazejowski brings it back out the other way. Goes across Kading with a shot, and he scores. 4-0 Loyola. Just under 5 to go in period 1.
Dylan, last night we saw a lot of just play in the middle of the ice, good defensive work, and now, well, Loyola just seems to be picking apart GBS's defense. Jay Blauski over that line after blocking a clearing attempt, and then is able to just feed the open man. So Loyola looks like they got an open man one of these shifts, and it's almost like half of a power play.
Mendoza. Now Boris takes it away. Top of the right circle, sends it across. Will Fagan with a shot and a save by Trapp. Now Ventura backhander play this season. How timely is that one from the fourth line? It is 4-1.
Goal it right here. So, but more importantly, they just desperately needed that goal.
Jackson Ventura is on the season overall. Clock with 4:01 to go in the first.
With the amount of points Hoffer has this season, I can't judge him for taking that he did, but cut more, he had more room, he could cut toward the middle and then give himself a better chance of deking that goalie.
In overall play, Dwyer into the zone, gets a quick shot on Preston. He makes the stop, hangs on. 4-1 Loyola with change in the first.
Well, GBS's job right now is to just stop this momentum from LA. Right, they did that by getting a goal. Now they have to keep it going over into Loyola's zone.
Face-off taken by GBS. It goes over to the far side. Ty stays in. Near side to Buchanan.
Yeah, Buchanan just needed to pass that a half a second. Well, I don't know if that's Buchanan, but oh yeah.
It is my understanding we are cutting in and out, but just unfortunate stuff. I think with SHL Network being here, they're probably taking up a lot of bandwidth. Not sure if that's the right. I'll pretend it is. And hey, maybe we cut out during that part so I don't get embarrassed. That puck out of play. Dylan Ward and John Ward with you. South Hockey Network. Loyola with their backs against the wall. A lot of goals, 5 so far, but still under to go. Loses an edge, that allows Dine to play it up. Now out of the zone it goes. Here comes Henry Hoffman. He's over the blue line, takes a shot. Press 7:06.
Right.
I don't think that's right.
Now they got 116 up, and they say that that's good. So there was a clock switch problem.
Looks like we are live, and we're not dropping frames. Welcome to the South Hockey Network, everybody. We have resolved our internet issue. The MVP of this broadcast, Jason Weiss, who ran down to the front desk and got the private Wi-Fi And now we will bring you this game uninterrupted. Dylan Ward and John Ward, if any of you dealt with the stuff during the first period, we hope you stayed because we did indeed fix it. Loyola up 4-1 on Glenbrook South after a dominant start to the period, but Jackson Ventura got the Titans on the board. We're down to the final minute of the first. Near side, Mendoza. Play that one across, Luke Fagan, instead Hoffer. Mendoza. Near side, battling for the puck with Lochnicki. 71 versus 71. 30 seconds to play in the first period. Now 2 more Titans get in there. Hoffer as well, trying to fish this one out. And finally it is free. Luke Fagan goes across. Hoffer will bring it through the neutral zone. Now out to the neutral zone, Mendoza. Across for Luke Fagan. And time runs out on period number 1, but not before a big hit right by the Loyola bench.
Dylan, Loyola's Dwyer just really creamed GBS player. I think that was Fagan, and that was about as unnecessary as you could possibly be. It was only 2-3 seconds left to go, and Fagan was just kind of lazily just putting it off the boards to end the period, and he got nailed. I don't know if we have this on film.
We do not, unfortunately.
Well, Loyola will have a man sitting for sure. Dwyer, their captain, which is it's kind of an unusual hit for a captain, but you think that they're going to hold their emotions a little bit more during a game like this, just because they are the captain. But Fagan really got dumped, and I'm glad that he's not injured. He's back there. He's got his helmet halfway off of his head, just taking a breather. He's just sitting on the bench, not with his team that are just surrounded with their typical group meeting in between periods. And I think somebody's attending to Fagan right now, just kind of checking him, making sure he's okay. I don't know, that almost looked concussion worthy.
Now, Gerard, I do have a question for you. Do you think Zach got a touch on that shot by Ventura? Because they've got it in the book here as number 91's goal for the Titans. He tipped it? All right. You didn't see Ventura's goal? Oh, yeah. All right, well, I think we did get that one on recording, so that's good news. We'll have to check that file later. If you're just tuning in, we have resolved our internet issue here at Rosemont Ice Arena. We apologize for a spotty first period, but if you are a Glenbrook South fan, you missed 4 goals by Loyola, so maybe you're happy.
Yeah, Dylan, I was just wondering if we had that hit. Now you got two Loyola players in there, so I mean it was egregious. I mean you take a look, and there's 2 Loyola players in there, which only means maybe there's a major.
2 and a 10, yeah.
2 and a 10, yeah.
So John Dwyer gets the penalty. It'll be a power play for the Titans to begin the second period. We do have a man in there serving the penalty. That's Hoffman, but Dwyer will not be allowed to play until the first whistle after 12 minutes. So GBS wins the face-off to get the second period underway. Power play chance for the Titans. John, funny enough, the Titans did go 1 for 3 on the power play, but the power play goal was an empty netter. Loyola pulled the goalie to make it 5-on-5. Ramblers clear this one down. Loyola with the best penalty kill in the SHL regular season at 89.3%. Titans need to crack him here. Mulvey to the near side, Hoffer. He will rope this one in. Trap below the goal line, leaves it. It's sent to the far side and cleared out by Loyola. Preston now, the one to leave it below his goal line. Blake Hoffer swoops in. The senior Hoffer back in the lineup tonight. Will skate through the neutral zone, over the blue line left wing side. He'll center this one, just out of the reach of Vanderploeg. And cleared out by Loyola. They race after the puck. Jack Blazechowski 2-on-1, short-handed. Here's a shot, and that one hits the post. Near side board battle. And the puck free for Will Fagan. Vanderplug to the near side for Kosmeter, who takes a hit from behind. No penalty. No, there is a penalty. The ref all the way back in the far side corner found it, and the Titans are going to have a two-man advantage for 41 seconds. Could be a huge turning point in this game.
Yeah, you're going to get Tingle here, I think, for cross-checking. Maybe just kind of boarding. Maybe he threw his arms up and just pushed that player into the face first into the board. So you got three guys sitting there. Look at that view. Right, almost looks like the Loyola bench.
Yeah, don't mistake it.
Well, this is going to be a turning point here for this game. It's a 4-1 contest. Loyola's in the lead. You know, you're looking for GBS to get at least one here.
The Glenbrook South fans here to our left, firing up their players. And here we go, 5-on-3 power play. Face-off won by the Titans. Here's Blake Hoffer. To the near side, Ryan Mulvey. Mulvey, top of the circle, goes across Vanderplug. High slot, tried to get it down to Hoffer. Off Smiley's stick, but it eventually got to Blake Hoffer. Now Donato's without a stick. Vanderplug up top, takes a shot, looking for a deflection and sent wide. Near side, Ryan Mulvey. Off the near boards and back for Blake Hoffer. Down to Owen Kosmeter. Centered at Vanderplug, it's in his skates. Taken away by Connor McCauley, and a huge clear for Loyola. First penalty is coming to an end. Out of the box is Hoffman, serving the 2-10 against Dwyer. Now a regular power play for Glenbrook South. Will Fagan trying to get that one to Hoffer off a skate and goes right to Thomas, who clears. Luke Jobert fires a shot. That one just missed the top right corner. Jonah Weiss now takes it for the Titans. Back below the line, Blake Hoffer. Had a long shift going on here. Blake Hoffer over the line, and they'll get that for offside against the Titans.
I was just going to say, Blake Hoffer, it seemed like GBS can't really dump that puck and catch it, so Blake Hoffer the last time brought that puck in himself, and I think that that's the best strategy. Tried to do that, but this time he had to outfox two Loyola players, and he just got tangled up there for the offsides.
Loyola took a 4-0 lead, the most recent goal scored by the Titans. As Jonah Weiss centered it, tipped by McCrulis on net, and a save made by Trapp. Well, the hot stick of Teddy McCrulis, 2 goals last night. Unable to beat one of the better, if not best, goaltenders in the state in Charlie Trapp. Braden Mendoza skates across the line, puts on the brakes. Mendoza, left circle, back up to Luke Fagan. Here's a shot, that one blocked. Fagan, back for Mendoza, just stays in the zone. Takes a shot, blocked by the stick of Radel, and stays in the rink after it looked like it might have been on its way out. Teddy McCrulis, far side corner. Back down, Jonah Weiss centered it, but nobody there to tap it home. Luke Fagan sends it down, Gabal intercepts, and gets it out to the neutral zone. Shots on goal, 12-7 in favor of Loyola. Here's Dine across the line. The team leader in points in the regular season with just 1 goal, but 22 assists. And the Titans are offside again.
Okay, that's a mistake that GBS cannot make, because the offensive, plays by GBS, this is, I think that was number 23, Vanderplug, who just got his feet caught up there, and you cannot make that mistake because GBS had a man advantage there as they were coming across the blue line.
Game 2 of this best 2 out of 3 series. The Titans with a big win last night to take a 1-0 lead. You'd like to close it out tonight, but you have that third game in your back pocket if you're not able to complete the comeback. They're down 3 in the second period. Anthony Pinto forced that one out, knocked right back in by Loyola. Ryan Mulvey. Near side, Tutai. Across, Kosmeter to neutral ice, intercepted by Christopher Gall. Now Lochnicki. Vanderplug, I should say, gets his stick in there. Ryan Mulvey plays it down. Donato near side for Smiley. Smiley goes across, back for Anthony Donato. He'll fire this one in. The near side corner, Gall, Pinto, shoved up into the boards by Tutai, given up here. And Berghoff unable to get a chance. Now here come the Titans, maybe some numbers here. Here's a shot by Ryan Mulvey and the save made by Trapp. Forced out of the zone by the Ramblers. Back to regroup is Owen Cosmeter.
I like that shot by Mulvey. I mean, you're looking for a rebound, really.
Owen Cosmeter now with some speed. Down below the goal line, sent it right in front, and it goes off Trapp. And Boris swooping in there. Now Cosmeter gets it back, goes across Tutai, his intended target. But they'll have to just send it right back up to the right point. Intercepted by Dine, and he will clear. Puck on edge, slowing down, and no icing. Will Fagan finds Boris at the blue line. Tingle gets his stick in there. Zach Boris hit into the end boards, centered it. Goes right to Connor McCauley. Now Luke Jobert, and out to the neutral zone.
Boris did a great job of just staying with that and just putting his head down. He actually made that play and then finally got a rebound pass.
Boris with a shot here and a blocker save required by Charlie Trapp. Zach Boris has had a couple good looks, and we'll have to review that Titan goal that was scored. I thought it was Ventura, but scored as Zach Boris. Is not sure if he got a stick in there. But let's watch this shot.
It's a nice center out. Boris just kind of bides his time, waits for that defenseman to actually move in to help him out, pull a screen there. So,
by the way, New Trier won 4-0 after going into the third period 0-0. So there will be a game 3. That'll be on Wednesday night at Centennial Ice Rink. St. Viator with a 7-1 win over GBN earlier today. So Viator takes care of that series with the sweep, the #1 seed. York and Lake Forest should be underway by now. Here's a shot by Hoffer. That one high of the net. That's right behind us at the other rink here in this building. Kept in the zone nicely by Weiss. Mendoza over to Hoffer. He shoots. And a save made by Trapper. Maybe missed the net. Looked like he might have gotten a piece of it. Tutai now taken away by Kading. Settled down by Hoffer. Blake Hoffer, backhander in close. And the save made, if not saves, by Charlie Trapp.
Gentlemen, if you take a look at this Hoffer's first wrist shot here, I don't know if we're going to get this or just we're going to get the tip right here. He's going to come in, bring it back, and then try to sneak it in with the goalie moving the other way. But just kind of tips it with his skate out, tries to center it, and then boom, puts it in. But if you take a look at the last wrist shot that Hoffer had, I think well, let me hold on a second here.
Back underway, Teddy McCrulis has it for the Titans. Goes across, Vanderplug. Near side, intercepted by McCrulis. Something just feels a little off about the Titans tonight. The passes aren't as crisp as they were last night. But this nice pass finds Cosmeter. It accepts it nicely. In on net, shoots, and a big save made by Trapp. He'll hold on for the whistle and some pushing and shoving afterwards.
Wow, what a great move by Cosmeter. Breakout pass. Right there, he just takes it in. He knows the angle he needs to go. He's up against a big Loyola player. Brings it all the way to the other side. Just couldn't lift it over that big pad. Great stop by Trapp. You know, those are momentum breakers. Going back to my thought on Hoffer, I think he's got to do a surprise shot. He's got to get that shot off faster. He kind of set his feet, took that big wrister, but that gave Trapp time to get set and make the stop. I think maybe if he does more of a quick snapshot, catches Trapp off guard, I think that's going to be a better play tonight when you have the time to do that.
Pinto with a shot from the left point. That one wouldn't find its way through. Graham Vanderplug keeps it alive. Loyola bench calling for an offside. Now far side half wall. Back up top. Here's a shot, Luke Fagan. Save made, rebound. Sokol and Graham Vanderplug both had chances, but neither one connected as it's played out all the way down. Anthony Pinto, near side. Charlie Tubuchanan. Can't get around Thomas.
How was that not an icing?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Luke Fagan, Sokol, back to the near side. Luke Fagan, but Dine gets there. Patrick Dine knocks it in. Anthony Pinto below the goal line. Off the far boards, can't get it out. That touched the skate of Pereno. That probably should have been too many men on the ice, but wasn't called. As a save made, rebound, Graham Vanderplug. What a second save made by Charlie Trapp. And a player is down for the Titans. That's Tubuchanek.
Didn't Dine just swipe at one of the GBS players with his stick? It might be offsetting, but take a look at Dine coming in at the end here.
We'll see if we got it.
I mean, that's incredible, incredible stop. But if you take a look and run this play all the way out, take a look what Dine does here.
We only have the 7 seconds we have.
Oh, he comes across. I think he's... Now, you got Dwyer sitting there.
Well, Dwyer's still serving his 10-minute penalty.
Oh, sorry.
You got Tubuchanek in there, though, and that's going to be a penalty against him. John, I didn't see the play you were talking about, but
I thought Dine...
I don't know what Tubuchanek could have gotten there.
I thought Dine came across and took a swipe with his stick on a GBS player, like high, up on the shoulders. Maybe I'm wrong, but the ref was right there, and he actually went directly and held Dine's jersey. So I thought for sure he was going to get called.
By the way, we have a chance here to show you. This is right before that rush. You can see here the puck touches the leg of the changing player.
Yeah, I
guess it's before the guy subbing for him comes on. So
okay.
Loyola power play here. Ramblers only had one opportunity last night, 0 for 1 in the series. This will be their first of this game. McCauley with a shot, blocked by Will Fagan. He'll try and clear it out, and it's kept in the zone by Loyola. Now Asher Vanderplug will turn fire, kept alive by the glove of McCauley. Nice play. Connor McCauley waits, plays it off the far boards, wanted Kading, but Mulvey will get there and clear it.
Yeah, you got to watch out that. I don't know what Fagan was trying to do, bring that back in. All of a sudden he had 2 Loyola players on his back, and the puck never got out. Eventually it did, but.
Blazejowski, McCauley, taken away by the Titans, and Will Fagan springs ahead. Owen Kosmeter, between his legs, nice move. Kosmeter to the net, draws a penalty. A save made by Trapp, but it's all worth it because that'll end the Loyola power play.
Yeah, that was good. That was Kosmeter. Look at it. He just kind of does the dipsy-do between his legs, and he causes a slash right there.
Yep.
Right? That's a speed penalty. And a great scoring opportunity, too, as you can see him coming in. Now he's squaring up. He's trying to get to that middle, I think, where you have a better chance. He just couldn't chip it past Trapp, and one of these is going to have to go in.
So 4-on-4 for a minute 3. Then it'll be a 57-second power play for the Titans. Loyola wins the face-off in their own zone, brings it out. Here's Hoffman, tries a shot. First one blocked, second one scores. And Loyola scores 4-on-4 to make it 5-1.
I think that might be Hoffman. That's a tough goal to take right there. It's just kind of everybody's trying to get their stick on it, right? He hits Fagan's back of his skate and goes right back to the Loyola player. That's a tough one here. Loyola up 5-1, and I think that we were just seconds away from getting to 4-2. So it's funny how it all works out.
Yeah. The difference just a couple of seconds can make. And John, there's still time in this game. Don't get me wrong, but Loyola making a convincing statement so far in a much different game than what we saw last night between these two teams. Mendoza over the line. He'll take a lap around the net. Stops, plays it over to the far side. Owen Kosmeter. Kosmeter below the goal line. Sends it back up high, Luke Fagan. Backhands this one down. Picked back up by Gordon. Goes across for Donato. And now Thomas will lift this one up. Mendoza gloves it down. And he'll come across the blue line. Vanderploeg gets it free, tries a pass across to Kosmeter, wouldn't go. Asher Vanderploeg. Now near side Mendoza. Braden Mendoza. Back up to Owen Kosmeter. Across for Luke Fagan. Power play for the Titans here, by the way, as Tubuchanik is now out of the box. Blake Hoffer. Up to Asher Vanderploeg, near side Braden Mendoza. Ramblers really just shutting down any potential shooting lane for the Titans on this power play. Luke Fagan down to Owen Kosmeter, near side corner. Watch out for the penalty there, doesn't get it. And the Titans get possession back. Vanderploeg goes up to Mendoza, he takes a shot. That's blocked by Donato. Luke Fagan gloves it down, plays it over to the far side. Asher Vanderploeg. Now towards the net, blocked and lifted out, or just kept in the zone, not according to the linesman, as he will say it did break the plane.
Yeah, there was nobody closer to that play than the linesman, so he's right under Fagan as it kind of flipped out, but. And he's right there.
Dwyer still serving that 10-minute 2 and 10. So the Ramblers have been without their captain for an extended period of time. He'll be let out of the box at the next whistle after 5 minutes left in this period, which is coming up. Far glass, laid out by Loyola. Taken back by the Titans, Zach Boris. Big hit by Boris on the near side, sends Radel down to the ice, and perhaps injects some life into this Titans team.
Nah, that was a great hit. I mean, Radel was coming right at him, and as they two smash, it's Radel that goes down.
Lochnicki backhands this one. And couldn't hold my laugh in there. I look over at Gerard in my peripheral vision, and he just looks at me and gives me a smile. Sun with a big hit there. Trap below the goal line. Leaves it Dine, now Smiley. Goes across to Luke Berghoff. Fagan run into by Radel, now McCrulis gets the puck. Teddy McCrulis, the hero last night. Backhands one to the slot looking for Will Fagan, but they didn't connect that puck. Too elevated for him. Shots on goal have gotten a bit closer. As a matter of fact, the Titans have the lead now in shots. 17-13. This one all the way down and will be an icing. Let's have another peek at that Boris hit.
Yeah, that came down right in front of us. You can see Boris come up and make the play off the boards. He turns around to take a look and boom! And Radel goes, okay, that's kind of like a physics lesson.
And this is classic, by the way. Watch Gerard's camera work here. He thinks about going to follow the puck, and then, I need one more shot of this player down on the ice. Sent right in front. Oh, what a save made by Preston against Luke Berghoff. Now the puck in the air, and it goes in. 6-1 Loyola. Julian Gabal with the goal.
Yeah, their captain's sitting right in his wheelhouse, is right in the office. He's right in front of that goalie. Here's the wrist shot from the point. Actually, Preston makes a great body save. You can see this on the backhand as it comes whipping in from the point. He makes the first initial save. Boom, it just goes right over his shoulder. And actually, I think that defenseman might get that goal.
You wonder if Jim Philbin might be considering a goaltending change. Thomas Preston, the MVP of the game last night. But day to day, things can change. Brian Mulvey at the right point, slings one towards the net. Lots of speed on that wrist shot, but it goes wide of the cage. Now played out by Loyola. Tubuchanik racing after it. Don't forget, in the Scholastic Hockey League, this rule applies even for the playoffs. If there's a 5-goal differential heading into the third period, McCauley takes a shot, and that's stopped by Preston. The coaches can agree to skip the intermission and play the third period with a running clock.
I was going to say, Dylan,
Yes.
I didn't know about the skipping the intermission, but, I would have to imagine GBS wouldn't agree to that. Get a new sheet of ice on here, but they're going to have to start opening up their game here, take chances. You're down by 5 against Loyola going into a third period. Well, I'm sorry, it's not the end score after the third period, or second period, but you're just going to have to start opening up and taking chances, and of course you put yourself at peril that, Loyola, an open game means the other team is also going to get some pretty good chances here, but you're going to have to start making up some goals here pretty fast because Trapp looks like he's untrappable. You can't get it around him, so we'll have to see how this goes.
Face-off won by Loyola. Smiley with a shot. A big save made by the pad of Preston. Just to clarify my earlier point, coaches can agree to skip the intermission. However, the running clock is not an option. That is just going to happen one way or the other.
Yeah, and that's like you turn a 17-minute period into about a 12-minute period.
Blake Hoffer over the line, fires a slap shot, and that's stopped by Trapp. Hoffer goes back up to Pinto across. Luke Fagan sends it down to Weiss. Far side corner. Weiss looked to center that one for Hoffer. Titans in need of a goal to keep that third period from having that running clock. Luke Fagan near side Pinto. Out to Tutai. He will deflect this one in. Goes down far side. Jonah Weiss puts on the break. Sent it in front. Tutai just punched wide. Now look out.
Us. Dylan, I haven't moved my feet that fast since. I actually don't have a funny line there, but since I was running away from the cops as a teenager. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Well, I should have gotten a replay on that. I regret it, but I'm excited to go back on the broadcast and see what kind of shot. Hey, Gerard, you getting a good shot of that by any chance? Come right up to us? Yeah, I think he was getting out of the way too, but.
And Dylan, in the last 2:20, we do have a goalie change by GBS.
Isaac Bonnell in net for Jim Philbin. Try and get something going, send a message to his team. Isaac Bonnell, the best goalie in the SHL regular season. He played one game, had a shutout, so goals allowed average of 0, save percentage of 1,000.
That might be Jim Philbin trying to literally say in this 2 minutes, boys, we need a goal. I can't have that clock running for that third period.
Ryan Mulvey. Out to Boris. Back for Preston. Dine. Going to clear it out. Now kept alive. Jackson Ventura. He's got the Titans' lone goal in this one. Give him back up to Kading. Now out to Hoffman. Well, Fagan tries a hit. Didn't connect on it. Mulvey intercepted by Kading. He takes a shot. Big save made by Isaac Bonnell. His first test. And he stops it.
Welcome to the game, Isaac.
Welcome to the SHL playoffs. Jackson Ventura comes over the line, left wing side, fires a shot. That's blockered away. Now Will Fagan sends it back in the other way. Speaking of Thomas Preston, by the way, I do not see him on the bench, so I don't know if he took a visit to the locker room. Not 100% sure, but it didn't look like there was any kind of injury. Vanderploeg takes a shot, that one high at the crossbar. We're in the final minute of play here. Lochnicki kept alive. Teddy McCrulis sends it down and right on net. Stopped by Trapp. Let's check out the save from Isaac Bonnell.
Yeah, it was a good one. Welcome to the game. It was an errant clear-out pass, right to Kading, and Kading tries to pull the snapper to the short side. and good left pad by Bennell.
The senior netminder comes up large as a face-off shot right off the draw is stopped by Trapp.
Yeah, if McCrulis got a little bit more on that, he would have given a bigger challenge to Trapp. Trapp just kind of caught that one right in the breadbasket.
York with a 2-0 lead on Lake Forest. Looks like we could see a flurry of game threes later this week. St. Viator swept GBN, but New Trier with a 4-0 win to force a game 3 against Ignatius. Loyola in the driver's seat as of now. A potential game 3 would be next week. Date to be determined, but as the higher seed, Loyola wins the right to host that potential game 3. So
yeah, Dylan,
the way the format works is your first 2 games are here, and if it goes 3, the higher seed is home.
Yeah, 1 game does not a playoff series win.
Yes.
Right, and we're seeing that as a lot of teams are coming back and making some really good do or die game setups coming up in the next week.
Now Pinto with a shot, he scores! Anthony Pinto let it fly. Vanderplug might have gotten a tip on it. And how clutch is that? 23 seconds to go. That will keep the game at a stop clock heading into the third. Asher Vanderplug with the deflection.
Yeah, take a look at this. It was a good a good face-off win. Chip out to the point. There's Pinto with the shot. Vanderplug coming through the crease, and he just gets the tip to be able to knock this up into the air, up into the upper right-hand corner. What a great goal. And I do really think that was Philbin's plan with the goalie switch, is to try to get his team psyched, get one more goal, and then we get, a couple extra minutes, really, by having a stop clock in the third.
I mean, that's huge. Again, if there is a 5-goal lead, it goes back to stop clock when it goes back to 4. But the fact that it goes to 4 now will keep it stop clock. Time expires. The Titans trail by 4 as the teams with only a 4-goal differential will, in fact, head to the locker room. And, John, there's some work to do, but if you can get a quick one, maybe 2, you never know.
Yeah, Dylan, tonight, and I've seen crazier things happen, so GBS just has to keep their head in it. They got to come out here. Philbin's going to tell them, boys, listen, we get 1-2 goals, and then we're just down by 2. Then it's a 1 more goal, and we got anybody's games here, so they're going to have to keep on fighting. I know Preston came out. I doubt that he's going to start that third period, but, let's see what happens here and see, what kind of game, 1-period game GBS has to make up 4 goals.
All right. Gerard Boris, our video producer, along with Jason Weiss, John Ward, Dylan Ward, saying don't go anywhere. We'll see you for period 3 in about 10 minutes or so, right here on the South Hockey Network. Welcome back to the South Hockey Network, everybody. Game 2 of this SHL quarterfinal series between the Glenbrook South Titans and Loyola Ramblers. The Ramblers in front 6-2 after 2 periods of play, but a clutch goal by Asher Vanderploeg with 20 seconds to go in the second period to not only force the ice cut, but also keep the clock at a stop clock system. Dylan Ward alongside John Ward, Gerard Boris, our video producer, and the MVP of the broadcast, Jason Weiss, for getting that Wi-Fi password and fixing the internet issues we were having. John, there's 17 minutes to play, and you play that 17 minutes for a reason.
Well, Dylan, I just think that GBS is going to have to catch lightning in a bottle here. They're going to have to put up a couple goals pretty early and a couple more some other time, just to tie this game and keep Loyola off the scoreboard, right? That's a big, tall ask, but, they can do it. They just got to keep grinding away, get one, get two, and just try to build some momentum off that, stay out of the penalty box, do everything they can to keep the advantage going for them in this period right from the start. But they're going to have to get 1 or 2 goals pretty quickly.
Isaac Bonnell taking over for Thomas Preston. In net for the Titans, I believe he is 1 for 1 so far. Made a 1 save at the end of that period in his first ever SHL playoff appearance.
Well, Dylan, I don't know if Preston's experienced that already this year. It wouldn't seem like if he did, maybe once before, but it's kind of hard to get pulled out of the net, but let's do it.
All right, we're back underway. Fresh sheet of ice thanks to Asher Vanderploeg's goal to get the Titans within 4. Teddy McCrulis, far side corner, back up to Will Fagan. Here's the shot. That one blocked and hurting his Kading. Another follow-up got blocked on its way, sent down to the far side corner and out. That'll go all the way down for an icing. That could not have felt good for Max Kading.
Yeah, I think he might have caught that pretty high here. Take a look at this wrist shot. It's going up high. Really caught him. Maybe upper chest.
I think it went right into the cage.
Right into the cage, yep.
And that's exactly why they wear the cage, but just because it prevents the puck from touching your skin doesn't mean it doesn't shake you up a little bit when you take something to the head.
Dylan, I actually in college when I was playing, I didn't play college hockey, but just 1 second here.
Mulvey's shot in and out of the glove of Charlie Trapp. Goes down to the far side corner. Now Ventura going to score the first goal of the game for the Titans. Will Fagan backhands it back into the zone, but delayed offside. And now a penalty call. Looks like it's going to go against Loyola. Didn't see it in real time, John.
That's Jobert going to go 14 off the play here.
Slash signaled by the referee. Let's see what we can find here. There's Jobert, and something happens off screen, but you see that stick.
Yeah, well, Jobert's going palms up. I mean, he knows that anybody that goes palms up knows that they're in somebody's sight.
Yeah. All right, so a power play for the Titans. A huge opportunity to get back within 3. Blake Hoffer off the face-off win. Goes across Mulvey, takes a shot. Glove save made by Trapp, and a whistle.
That's a great save by Trapp because you had Fagan just right in his doorstep. It was actually Fagan that just kind of ducks out of the way a little bit, and Trapp makes a good trap with his glove.
Very good, John. I'm a big fan. Face-off won by the Titans again. Here's Blake Hoffer with a shot, and that one wouldn't go. Mulvey keeps it in at the blue line. The captain goes to the alternate captain Hoffer, down to Owen Kosmeter. Kosmeter's hit hard into the boards, and Tingle will clear this one down. Bonnell out of his net to settle it down.
Yeah, Tingle not only put Vanderploeg on his butt, but he also got the puck cleared, so pretty clean play by him.
Hoffer will send it in. Still plenty of time on this power play for Glenbrook South. Ryan Mulvey goes across. Blake Hoffer left point. Mulvey gets it back, high slot, down to the circle. Vanderploeg, one-timer from a tough angle, put it on net, but the save made by Trapp. Now Hoffer back up high again. Ryan Mulvey down to the circle. Kosmeter with a shot, and that's just high of the crossbar off a deflection. Vanderploeg back up to Hoffer. Takes a shot again and deflected by the glove of Trapp over the net.
He's got some good vision tonight, Trapp does.
Tell you what, he had some good vision last night too. Just the one goal beat him.
I think what GBS is going to have to do, if they see an opportunity where they can take a shot on net and they got a couple extra feet, they got to move the puck in a little bit closer, give Trapp a little less time to react.
Kosmeter back up to the left point. Blake Hoffer keeps it in. Down to Kosmeter again. Will Fagan in the corner. And to punch it back up to Hoffer, but intercepted by Nicholas Thomas, and he will clear. 16 seconds to go on the power play. Blake Hoffer through neutral ice. He's over the line. Hoffer send it to the slot. Weiss tried to bat it out of the air. Then he'll take a shot. That gets blocked. Power play is over. Look out. Out of the box, or I should say right off the bench, is Berghoff. Look out. And they score. The puck mishandled by Isaac Pinnell. And Loyola is up by 5 on this Super Bowl Sunday Eve. 7 for the Ramblers.
Yeah, I feel bad for Pinnell on that one. It was a Loyola outlet pass that misses and then actually goes on net. Pinnell takes it on his forehand and ready to wrist it off the far board, near board, excuse me, and just didn't have the puck. The stick went over the puck and right there to pounce on it.
So the clock
is the LA player.
Runs off the face-off and will at all whistles, apart from penalties, until the Titans get back within 4. Here's Luke Fagan. Below the goal line, Fagan off the far boards. Wanted to get that one up to Daniel Sokol, could not. Gabal, and it down to Berghoff. Below the goal line, near side, Charlie Tubuchanik. Out to Daniel Sokol. Skates through the neutral zone. Puck taken back by the Ramblers just for a moment. Sokol gets it back, it looked like. Now Tubuchanik, near side corner. Backhands it to the slot, nobody home. Pereno sends this one in. If my memory serves me correctly, John, I think this will be the first time all season the Titans allow 7. Tubuchanik through the neutral zone, steps over the line, takes a shot, stopped by the blocker of Trapp. Now Boris, far side corner. Sends it to the near side. It's picked back up by Anthony Donato, grabbed away by Graham Vanderplug. Throws it to the blue paint, no luck. Charlie Preston to the net. Gets that one through a maze, and Trapp able to track that one. Preston, below the goal line, now Zach Boris backhander to blue paint. Now brought out by Peter Lochnicki.
I think that was a good play by Boris because you're just going to have to...
Dwyer with a shot off the turnover, now right in front. Dwyer, another look, but he couldn't settle it down, and Mendoza swoops in there.
You're going to have to get as many pucks to the net as possible and just hope a couple garbage ones go in.
John, at the next whistle, I got to remind you to finish that story about when you were in college. That looked like it was going somewhere. Gordon up to Thomas, near side. Off the boards and out to the neutral zone. Mendoza looked to glove it down. He could not. This sport is funny sometimes. You face the exact same team 2 nights in a row in 2 completely different games. Here's Tutai with a shot, deflected up high by Dine. Whistle sounds, play stops, the clock doesn't.
Yeah, that's some good work by Dine. Yeah, Dylan, just going back to your comment about that, the face mask that's removed, it's about 2 inches off the face. I remember playing some rat time hockey, and a goalie had, of course, one of those masks on, and some guys were taking some high shots, and another guy said, hey, listen, keep those shots low. This is just a rat time game. And somebody eventually took a big, tall wrist shot, went up and hit the goalie right in the mask, and he just took a divot out of his forehead, because it just pushed the mask back and actually cut his skin bad. And so they're not impenetrable. They do a great job, but, you got to watch out for them. You can still get hit and still get injured with those types of helmets.
Julian Gabal going to go to the penalty box. After that hit against Mendoza, dangerous, face first into the boards. So power play for Glenbrook South. That does stop the clock. All penalties, that's the only reason. Penalties and injuries.
I was just going to check with you on that, Dylan.
Yep. So power play gets to work for Glenbrook South to see if they can get this to within 4 and get back to a stop clock game. Here's a shot by Ryan Mulvey. That did not miss the crossbar by much. Now Cosmeter to the near side. Mulvey goes to Hoffer. Intercepted. Anthony Donato, shorthanded. Tries a shot and a big save made by Bunnell. Near side Ryan Mulvey. Leaves it for Hoff.
Bunnell made a great stop on that one, as their captain was just, alternate captain was just moving pretty good to the middle, and he faked directions and then shot back. Bunnell was right there to make the stop.
Under 10 minutes to go, big hit there, sends Hoffer to the ice, and it's cleared once again by Loyola. Titans with the win in game 1 yesterday. Titans unable to come back here today. Game 3 will be next week at American Heartland Ice Arena. Date and time to be determined. And with pressure coming from Connor McCauley, Isaac Bunnell will put a glove on top of it and get a whistle. Yeah,
last night, Dylan, there was 1 goal scored, then 1 empty netter. Tonight we have 9 goals scored. Loyola coming out really, I don't know what they ate today or something, but they're bringing a different team tonight. And GBS hasn't adjusted to it.
Well, I mean, it has been the whole game. I mean, it hasn't been close since any point. Loyola came out with a 4-0 lead in that first period, scoring the 4th goal with just under 5 minutes to go. And since the Titans have been playing a solid game, but sometimes that first period surge can ride you all the way to a final score. Power play is over for the Titans. They do not score. Teddy McCrulis crashing the net, backhand shot, save made by Trapp. Over to the left point, Mendoza backhands this one down low. Wanted Boris, taken away by Loyola. Fagan knocks into a man. That's Nick Perino. Now Boris, the recipient of a pass at the blue line, just past his stick. Well, after a really close game in game 1, we'll take a look at this hit. In the meantime.
Yeah, this is a big time bash, right? Fagan's always been a pretty good, been in control of that upper body, and I think that gives him the advantage. But if you take a look at Loyola, there's so many options here. Like, they're just clearing the puck down. They can clear that. They don't care. The clock keeps on going. So this is the danger of that running clock when you're down goals.
Well, just returning to my thought, after the really close, intense game yesterday, and then Loyola running away with this one. Not to say it's not over necessarily. Trapp makes the save, but, Loyola's going to be feeling pretty good about themselves after this one. The Titans are going to feel like they, really screwed up an opportunity to send it to a 3rd game. But at the end of the day, had Loyola won yesterday and GBS won today, the attitudes on both benches would be completely different, but it's still 1-1.
Yeah, I mean,
you're going to get a game 3, and it's, you can't let Loyola take momentum from winning this game into a game 3. You have to just hold on to the fact that each team has won a game, and it's exactly tied up.
Well, you just have to have a short a bad short-term memory. You got to forget this one as fast as you can.
Well, unlike the first 2 games of this series being on back-to-back nights, the Titans will have to wait till, I believe, a minimum Monday before they play. I think one of the rules in the SHL is you can't schedule a day with less than 48 hours notice, and the game is not scheduled yet. Just that's for getting refs and whatnot. So there will be no game tomorrow, whenever it is. Here's Vanderploeg to McCrulis. Just couldn't finish. Net is off, and that stops play, but not the clock.
That was a pretty cool play. McCrulis finally ending up almost with the puck in front of the net to just redirect that and snap it over the goalie's mitt. And you can see Dylan, take a look at these line changes by Loyola, right? It's kind of a halfway skate to the bench. It reminds me of the clock in soccer, like when they change players. They take a long time to do it. Why not for the team that's up?
Fagan takes a body from Luke Radel. Now Trapp comes way out of his net to send this one to the far side. How about the effort from Charlie Trapp today, making 29 saves on 31 shots. 31 shots, by the way, that the Titans have outnumbered the Ramblers in tonight by 10, 31-21. But the Ramblers with goals on 33% of their shots.
I think maybe if they have a running clock that they should make a rule that you ice it more than 3 times. On the 3rd time, then it just stops. Because you can see Loyola just kind of dumping it down.
I will say, obviously this rule in youth hockey is mirrored off the mercy rule in baseball, right? When you go up 10-0 or just by 10 in general. Right in front, Preston couldn't follow that one up. But what I do like is it's not just the game's over, right? You play it out. So there is something I like to that, no matter what the score is. You finish the full 51 minutes, whether it's running time or stop time. Joe Bear, going to get it around Pinto, could not. Charlie Preston brings it out, fires one on net from the neutral zone. That's stopped by Trapp, his 30th save. Now Joe Bear, out to neutral ice. Skates ahead with this one, gets around one man. Luke Joe Bear sending that one down to the far side corner. Nick Thomas. Back up to Joe Bear, tips it to the point. Donato down to Joe Bear. Just bounced over his stick. Charlie Preston out to neutral ice, and Smiley will have to go after it. You might remember last season these two teams played in the SHL quarterfinals. The Titans with a 3-0 win in game 1. Loyola with a 3-1 win in game 2. And then the Titans ended up taking the 3rd game. Graham Vanderploeg with a shot. That one just wide of the left post.
Well, if GBS is going to be successful, they're going to have to take the 3rd game.
That makes sense to me.
The most profound thing I could say.
Glenbrook South also has to find time for their varsity red state playoff game, which will be at home against Lake Forest Blue. That'll be played at Glenview Ice Center. That's also to be determined, the date and time of that. So the Titans are going to have to play twice in the span of Monday to Friday, because the SHL semifinals, game 1 and 2, are right back here at Rosemont next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, for game 1 and 2. This part of the season is a grind. No doubt about that. Here's Tubuchanik. Takes a hit near side glass. Hoffman runs into him. Now Tubuchanik and Hoffman getting into it with one another. Mendoza goes across, Jackson Ventura, but they're offside.
That just tipped off Ventura's stick, and he just didn't quite get it cleanly right there. You can see two mechanic here. Oh, no, this is not the right replay. This is, yeah, it just goes off his stick for a half a second.
All but over now. 1:10 to go on the running clock. Boris will take the face-off against Radel. Boris wins it cleanly, back up to Pinto. Had to shoot it in. Taken back by Loyola. Now right back into the zone. GBS with an icing here. And what'll likely be our final face-off of the night coming up.
Yeah, you'll just see a slow roll by LA to get back down here.
Well, they're all onside. They can just drop the puck now. 24 seconds to go. Radel and Boris again at the face-off circle. And they're not dropping the puck. And the linesman has declared the game over.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's an easy too many men on the ice for both teams.
So the Ramblers tie up the series 1-1. There will be a game 3, a convincing 7-2 victory here against the Glenbrook South Titans. After GBS won last night 2-0. And while the Titans may be hanging their heads tonight, you said it perfectly, John. You got to forget it, because at the end of the day, you are in the exact same position as Loyola is in, 1 win apiece.
Yeah, you're going to square up. You're going to square up 5 players against 5 players the next time we play here. They're going to go up on the, drop that puck at the center ice, and you know, this is going to be a brand new game. But you're going to have to come out with a little bit more flair. Loyola came with it tonight, but GBS had a hard time. I think they just had a hard time getting the offensive flow, and it was all LA tonight. And then the goalie switch, Bennell comes in, makes a little mishap on that, trying to clear attempt by himself, and gave up a goal. So, but, you know, you just go back to the drawing board and you come up with a new plan. You take a look at some tape, and you figure out, you know, where you can improve.
All right, well, game 3 between these two teams, date to be determined, but it will be next week at American Heartland Ice Arena. I'm sure they're going to work to get that game scheduled as soon as possible, maybe even by tonight. So make sure you are keeping up with the GBS Hockey website, gbshockey.com, for more information on that. Also possible that our next game is the state round of 32 game against Lake Forest Blue. Keep your eyes peeled on the team schedule on the website for that as well. But we don't know the next time we're going to see you on the South Hockey Network, but we do know there will be a game 3. So we will see you then. Gerard Boris, our video producer, Jason Weiss, our scoreboard operator, and internet password investigator. That's John Ward. I'm Dylan Ward saying one more time the final. Ramblers take it 7-2 to tie the series at 1.